Welcome everybody down live at the Nexon Arena for another night of Pro League. It is Tuesday night. We had Monday Ace Night. Last night it was a great night, but tonight we do have SK Telecom versus Samsung Galaxy Con. And we're going to go into Gen Air versus Prime a little bit later on in the day. My name is Valdez. Join with me is a very sick Moonblade today. How are you doing, buddy?
I've been better, Valdez, but I think I can make it through tonight.
That's good to hear. I'll try my best to carry you. We'll get you through the day. I know Artosis has had some hard days as well.
Yeah.
We'll do the same here for our buddy Moonblade.
Yeah, we'll see how we do. I mean, going into today's matches, the first one of today, Samsung versus SKT. Definitely the highlight match, as we have a look at Samsung right now. Some really interesting matches. One I want to note is Bravo versus Sorry. I think that's going to be pretty exciting to see these players that we don't get to see that often go at it in a nice TVT.
Yep, definitely going to be incredibly exciting. Over here is SK Telecom T1. They are in first place currently, 4-1 record with a +9 map indicator ratio there. Or I don't even know if that's a ratio, that's just a number. The point is they're doing very, very well this round. And our first match here is going to be INnoVation versus Hurricane.
Yeah, INnoVation versus Hurricane. Looking at this matchup, you kind of assume that INnoVation should have quite a advantage coming into this match. It is going to be on Deadwing, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, we were actually talking about this before the day started, Moonlit. I was asking you about what you thought about INnoVation on Deadwing, and you thought maybe he was there to snipe Solar, who might have been there to snipe a Protoss in Deadwing.
Yeah, exactly. I think maybe that would have been a bit of mind games there, but Samsung ended up getting the short end of the stick going up against INnoVation.
Yeah, it's like, you know, maybe on this map you would expect Protoss to do okay, even though the map stats here we do have pretty much exactly even. But against INnoVation, it's going to be hard for pretty much anybody, especially since this guy is 4-0 so far in 2015. 2 of those wins were against Protoss, 2 against Terran. And here we have the rest of the lineup for you guys.
Yeah, definitely in good form is INnoVation. And obviously, Bravo versus Sorry is the second match. Deer versus Dark. A lot of fun on King Sejong. And then Shine versus Classic to end things. We'll see if it goes to an ace match from there. I would not be surprised if it does, Valdez. I mean, some pretty even sort of lineups from both teams.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, the highlight game for me here is actually Deer versus Dark. The battle of the Ds here, both having that upwards yellow arrow. And Dark, one of my favorite players, Deer, showing that he is not someone to be messed with. This guy is a very strong Protoss as well. And on King Sejong Station, all the better.
That is right. That is correct, Valdez. But, I mean, he's up against Dark, who has been playing very well for himself in Pro League as recent times. Looking at his stats, he's like he's only 1-1 against Protoss. But he's been showing some really impressive play and some pretty innovative play.
Yeah, I mean, definitely, especially in that ZVT matchup. Unfortunately, we will not get to see him today. His one loss against Protoss was against Zest, where Zest went for that Century Immortal all-in on Foxtrot. You do see Zest at the top of the winners rankings here. He does have 6 wins. He has played 10 games, more so than any other player in the entirety of Pro League.
Yeah, that really comes into play when you're looking at these winner rankings. Games played, it's all about the wins, so if you get enough wins, you're going to come first. It's simple as that. If your team plays you enough, it's going to happen. You did see Life kind of bump it up yesterday, getting a couple of wins for himself, and INnoVation today could be going 5-0 if he plays well enough.
Yep, definitely true. And one thing I want to point out here, we're talking about SK Telecom T1. They are 4-1, but if you look at Samsung Galaxy Con, they are in 7th place because they only have 1 win, but their indicator points are not that low, which tells me, you know, they've lost a lot of games, a lot of matches here, but by a very close margin. This is just like
always gone the distance.
Yeah, this is a team that just like has not pulled it together for that final ace match or those final 2 matches. They've just been short in so many different matches here in round number 1. And it's a big shame. I mean, they were a big team in last year.
It is a really big shame. And I mean, looking at the way they do the rankings for this as well, it's based on wins, I believe. I mean, we do see a -6 for MVP, but they're ahead of Samsung because they have 2 wins instead of 1.
Yeah. MVP playing 1 extra game. If Samsung Galaxy Con is able to win today, they could go ahead of MVP there. And one thing I want to point out, actually our producer wanted me to point this out, Samsung Galaxy Con has a very, very, very low chance of actually getting into the playoffs, but it is possible.
It is possible. I mean, if they win this week pretty convincingly and next week,
Yeah.
Just maybe.
And like all the other teams up there at the top need to lose, basically. So it is a very low chance, but it is possible. So going into the coach interviews here with Samsung Galaxy Con's coach and SKT Telecom coach as well.
So we especially invited who's a really big fan of SK. Mystery person. The SK coach lost to the Samsung coach way back in StarCraft 1. And he wants to thank him for that.
선수 때는 정말 좋아하고 존경했었죠. 그때 당시에는 최고의 테란이었으니까. 근데 제가
I really have a lot of respect for the SKT1 coach. He was a very good Terran back in the day. Obviously that being INnoVation. Now he has more respect for Stork.
전략을 초반부터 잘 짜온 것 같습니다.
네, 삼성의 멋진 전략 지금 만나봤습니다. 플레이오프 가능성이 없진 않아요.
So you have a very slim chance to go to the playoffs. About 5%.
플레이오프가 걸린 게 아니기 때문에 지금 현재 상황으로는 저희가 1승 3패로 좀 부진하긴 하지만 앞으로 남은 경기가 워낙 많기 때문에 지금 부진한 거에 뭐 하나씩 영향을
But there's a lot of seasons left and a lot of rounds left in Pro League.
편안한 마음가짐으로 하고 있습니다.
So they still want to do their best.
아니죠, 인터뷰. 대답 굉장히 잘하시는데
지금 살짝 마음속으로 준비하고 있어요.
준비하고 있어요. 네, 끝까지 멋진 모습 보여주세요.
네, 감사합니다.
안녕하세요.
He prepared the answers for today's interview.
네, 프로리그에서 자주 볼 수 없었던
That's why he's so smooth, Minglade.
He's a smooth operator.
학교도시다가 하필 삼성전에서 기용하시는 이유가 있나요?
학교 준 건 아니고요.
Why is the second player of your team sorry coming out today?
다 알고 있더라고요. 레더도 1등 하고 있고 자체적으로도.
Is he like an ace card for the matchup against Samsung?
카탈리나라는 맵에서 삼성에서 준규를 기용할.
He was doing very well in practice and in ladder.
그래서 거기에 지성이가
And he really likes the map Catalina. So he fits very well with that map, and that's the reason why he's coming out today on that map. And he's also going to come out more often in the future, says the coach. Everyone expects your team, SK Telecom, to win the first round. If you win today and Jin Air loses today, you will get the first place playoff spot. He says, I hope that happens. He says he's confident, but also Jin Air is a very strong team, but he hopes that they will lose.
과연 어떤 팀이 승리를 하게 될지 중계진과 함께 만나보도록 하겠습니다. 중계진 나와주세요.
네, 자 송병구 플레잉 코치.
So, some interesting interviews there. The first one, I believe they were talking about Stork at the start.
I believe possibly. I'm not exactly sure.
Yeah, I'm not sure either, man. It was a hard one to hear.
Yeah. But regardless, interesting words from both coaches. SK Telecom coach, confident as always. And who wouldn't be confident with the lineup they got? I mean, it's insane.
It really is. It's ridiculous how many great players they have.
Yeah, they have so many great players, but they're playing Sorry today as well. That was actually a very good question. I wanted to hear about that. And just, he's doing very well, and he loves the map Catalina, so try him out today. Why not? But we will see that in match number 2. This is match number 1. And for Samsung Galaxy Con is Hurricane coming out first. We've seen him twice in the Pro League 2015.
Yes, we have, going 1-1 so far. And I believe that is 1 win against Terran and 1 loss against Zerg. So still good record against Terran Valdez, maybe.
100% here in 2015 Pro League. We'll have to see. He is 1-2 overall. I don't quite remember that match where he was able to take out a Terran.
Yeah, it might have been a while ago. But yeah, I feel like he's got a lot of work to do against this player, INnoVation. INnoVation Foreigner. looking insane. Only 11 and 10 against Protoss there.
Yeah, man, but INnoVation, he's not even Terran. He's just like INnoVation. It's so hard to defeat this guy. You could be on a map that's not so good for Terran, as, you know, whatever race you want to be, but INnoVation's going to find a way to pull it out most of the time. He's come out 4 times in the ace matches as well. He's 3-1. That's an incredible record as well, as usually you are going against the best player on the opposite team. That is the highest level of play in the world.
It's going to come down to a lot about positioning as well, Valdez. On this map specifically, it's a lot easier for instance, INnoVation to pull the boys if it's a vertical spawn on Deadwing. And he does love to do that.
Yep, definitely very true. Well, Moonglade, we're going to jump right into game number 1 here between Hurricane and INnoVation. Up here in the top right in the red, the Protoss player, it is Hurricane.
Down here in the bottom left for SKT, it is INnoVation cross map. Definitely give the spawning location advantage to Hurricane. Has a little bit more time to defend, a little bit more time to get into that late game army that he wants to get to, and will be perfect sort of positioning for any sort of timing attack that INnoVation might do.
Yeah, you would expect, you know, the Protoss in the situation would be in a good place, but against INnoVation, or position, did I say INnoVation instead of position? Maybe I did. Well, in this position, you would expect that the Protoss is in a good spot, but against INnoVation, I think INnoVation is going to try to knock something out of Hurricane here. He's going to try to knock him off his feet, maybe try to snipe a Colossi or something, go for drops in the main possibly.
Yeah, I mean, it's a great map for dropping, that's for sure. It's just about getting there, getting in position, and trying to do the damage you can so it can lead up to any sort of timing attack that INnoVation might want to do later on in the mid-game. Playing it safe so far, not going for a CC first or any shenanigans like that. Same with Hurricane, Gateway, D4 Nexus.
Interesting. Shows just a bit of respect out of both players, I have to say. You know, cross map on Deadwing is pretty much the farthest spawning locations on any map. And for both these players not to throw down a Nexus or, you know, Town Center, Town Hall first is pretty, pretty respectful.
I mean, the Reapers are also good in this map, which is one thing to note. It does have a backdoor sort of ledge to get into the main base. So it's easy to scout, so obviously getting an early gateway will give you that Mothership Core early on, or a Stalker to zone out that Reaper and give you just a little bit more of a advantage hiding that tech.
Yeah. That sign in the audience said he finished his college exams. Not his college exams, but, you know, the exam to get into college. It's a very, very important exam here in Korea. It's very stressful, kind of like the SATs, I guess you can call it, for Korea. And he says, now that I'm done with that, I came down in person, and I want to see SKT win.
Pretty good chance of that, I think. Might just get his wish. We are seeing a Reaper being made for INnoVation, so he is going to go for that nice and early scout. Gain map control in a way. Can chase down any sort of scouting probes if there are any on the map.
Nexus coming down here for Hurricane. He did a nice job of hiding his probe behind the minerals. Just waiting until that perfect moment with 300 minerals, and then he cancels the Zealot, gets 400. Puts down the Nexus. Now he's going to go for a scout on the map.
INnoVation, though, he's looking for it. He's looking for some. Now he's going towards the main base. Probably going to jump up the back, see what he can find, get an idea of the timing of that Nexus and the second gas. It'll give you definitely give you sort of the information you need if it's going to be anything early, like a proxy Oracle or DTs, etc.
Yeah. Sees all 3 pylons. I have to note also Hurricane, a very nice building setup here. Actually, walls on both sides behind the gases, so it's hard for that Reaper to just go behind the minerals and get a good scout off and really be mobile inside that base.
All right, going to be Twilight Council. So pretty much the bread and butter of this matchup in terms of openings. Going for that Blink Stalker, most likely. I mean, I feel like it wouldn't be DTs because of how late he got that second gas.
Yeah, well, Moonglade in this matchup, we've been seeing a lot of actually interesting PvT. Just not usually just your standard, rush to Colossi, defend for an hour on 2 bases, and then go for a giant attack, maybe go for third base, something like that. We're seeing a lot of that Dark Templar play. We're seeing a lot of Blink into Robo safe play as well, putting on the pressure.
I think that is a good idea on this map, especially because you do have a long distance for INnoVation to move. So, I mean, you get Blink, you hold down the fort, you get to your Colossi tech, you start upgrading, you apply pressure, and you just try and avoid taking any sort of damage so you can't progress into that 3 base and 4 base. Very easy to hold 4 bases on this map. It's pretty much just one choke to defend them all.
Yeah, especially because they're cross spawns. It's going to be a long way for that Terran army to walk all the way across the map and start putting on the pressure. We do see 3 gates coming up here for Hurricane. Not adding any more gates, no Robo just yet either. Oh, there's the Robo, okay.
A
Eat
bit
my
later.
words.
It's okay. And I'm sure we're going to see a warp in of Stalkers soon. No bunker at the front yet. Very early Medivac. And I wondered, did that Medivac see it? I mean, did the probe see the Medivac?
I think it was on the edge of his vision. I'm just not sure if he noticed it, but here we go. Medivac is out there on the map. But he's just going to go ahead and go for the front.
I think he's just going to simply chrono boost a Observer. Ooh, nice time warp on the Marines.
Really, really sick time warp here. The Blink is not yet done, but he is going to warp in a couple more Stalkers. That Medivac is coming way back. Uh-oh, he loses his Mothership Core.
What?
That wasn't supposed to happen.
That should never, ever happen. A little bit of a misplay there from Hurricane. He can still apply pressure at the front, killing a couple of SCVs so far, forcing a second bunker out. But he still has to be very careful of this Medivac coming across the map with 2 Widow Mines.
That he does, and he's actually prepared for it quite well. He's going to have to warp in back at home. He does have the Observer already, as well as 2 Stalkers. Oh, and that Medivac is really low, but unfortunately those Stalkers do not target correctly. They do go for the Widow Mine here, and now the Stalkers are trapped up the ramp, but they do blink down. They're going to go for the Medivac first, and warping in a couple more Stalkers. He should be okay. Nice unburrow here, but unfortunately that's going to be the death of the Widow Mine. And I don't think that other Widow Mine is going to get away.
He's got enough HP, maybe, just maybe gets a shut up. Oh,
that was so close.
That's like half a second away. Very close for Hurricane.
And actually, another map out on the another drop out on the map, excuse me, from INnoVation. Not sure if Hurricane has spotted this. I sincerely doubt it. He does have an Observer in a pretty good position, but it looks like he's moving that away from that good position now.
Yeah, he's going to miss it. He might have seen him with that probe, and we do see Stalkers go back to the main base. And wait and see if this Medivac actually tries to get in.
He's got to be incredibly careful with this. With Blink out on the map and this many Stalkers, but he finds a place, but that's a lot of damage coming from the Stalkers. He is going to pull back the probe. He's actually going to get the Widow Mine now. And he should be just fine here with some Blink Micro. Only losing 2 probes. Hurricane so far doing a really nice job defending this drop harass.
Essentially perfect drop harassment. Not one Widow Mine has gone off. And yeah, he did lose 2 probes, but that is nothing compared to the 2 Medivacs full of units that we've seen INnoVation lose.
Yeah, and still 15 Stalkers out on the map against only 10 Marines right now. We do see Marauders begin to be produced here from INnoVation, but look at the stem. It's only starting now.
That is a very late stem, Valdez, and this could be big problems for INnoVation. If Hurricane decides to commit, there is some pretty nicely placed Widow Mines as well at the back of the main. Could be a big mistake if we actually see a blink in.
Yeah, I think he's going to want to send that Observer first, check it out, just make sure.
You might even be able to actually shoot it from the low ground with these Stalkers.
Oh, War Prism coming up here, and it does hit a huge chunk of those Stalkers as well as that War Prism, but everything does survive for now, and that's not a lot of Terran units here. More Warpins coming in from the Warp Prism, and here we go. The SCVs are pulled right now, and some really nice Blink Micro at the same time coming out of Hurricane, sniping down those Marauders now, and already a ton of damage being done to the Terran.
Yeah, that was a beautiful Zealot warp in, just dealing with just about every SCV in the main base. 24 have gone down. There's only Marines left at this point against so many Stalkers and Blink.
What is happening, man? INnoVation is going down. He's taken 26 SCVs in damage. He is going to force Hurricane out now. but Hurricane has got a third base up and running. He's done an incredible amount of damage, as I have mentioned before, and he's got Colossi in the way at the same time.
Yeah, he's in a commanding position. I think it's pretty hard for him to lose from here, especially because Stim has not finished yet, so he can trade pretty efficiently with this bio, so long as he can blink away. Ooh, maybe losing a few too many that time.
Not the greatest control there at Hurricane this time. Maybe a bit of nerves coming into it. He knows he's done an incredible amount of damage, and he doesn't want to lose the lead, so he's getting a bit nervous, but he still is in an incredible lead, of course, and he's just going to go back home and defend for now, it seems.
All he has to do is make Colossi from this point, and a big gateway army to go with it, and going across the map would be pretty much all left that he has to do.
He's doing a good job of sniping Medivacs right now. He's losing a couple more Stalkers than I actually thought he would here, so not the greatest job, actually. Gonna have to blink away home.
Seeing INnoVation take that third finally, now that the aggression has stopped for now. And we are seeing more gateways added from Hurricane, going into that Colossi sort of composition. Not many upgrades for either player just yet. Only +1 for the Terran, and +1 attack for the Protoss.
There are those gateways you were talking about. Breaking down the rocks at the same time going to be easier for those Colossi to now bug out, and just opens up a path there for his units. Finally, the pylon does get cleaned up, but I don't believe he has seen that pylon up on the high ground above his third base, so that could be annoying for some Zealot Orphans a little bit later on, especially with this many gateways coming in. 6 in total.
Stalkers fishing for Medivacs. Nope, not going to find any.
Yeah.
2 Colossi should be more than enough to really shut this down. INnoVation obviously going to try for something, but good luck.
Let's see if he actually goes for it. He's setting up a concave now. He's coming in, but the Photon Cannon comes down. Nexus Cannon. Another War Prism here coming out on the right side of the map, looking to possibly drop. There's that pylon I was talking about. He does have some units to defend around this missile turret.
Yeah, nice healthy Zealot Warping could maybe deal with that. Zealot speed, 2/3 of the way done at this moment, so not much longer, and you can see some pretty powerful counterattacks. We do see a couple of Zealots go in and begin the pressure.
Lucky Zealot survives for now. Finally does get taken out. There's that charged research you were talking about. Almost done here, as well as the +1 armor coming on the way for the Terran. Finally, that pylon getting cleaned up.
We are seeing the Ghost Academy being added, as well as 2/2 started for INnoVation, so he is banking on that later game. Obviously, kind of missed any sort of window of opportunity for a pulling the SCV sort of all-in attack, considering he took so much damage, especially in that main base from Hurricane.
Three Colossi so far. He's continuing to make them one at a time. He's also got some High Templar building up that energy, not making them into Archons just yet. We do have the Storm Research on the way, as well as +2/+2. +2/+2 actually for both players coming its way.
Yeah, and from here, it feels like Hurricane is just making that composition that cannot really be beat from INnoVation unless he has a perfect sort of position. They are keeping pretty close in terms of... Ooh, wait. Whoa, what? Don't want to send them out.
High Templar getting ahead of themselves. Maybe looking for some feedbacks.
Maybe feedbacks. Maybe a different hotkey. Possible mistake.
Yeah. Well, before Storm is done, all they could have done was feedback. Big blink forward. Hurricane is really confident to take this fight right now. Stalkers in the front taking a bit of damage from the Marauders. Gonna have to back up.
With these storms, now online, has been upgraded, does have enough energy for it. 3 Colossi should be enough. 4 Colossi, sorry. And we do see a lot of pylons being warped in. So Hurricane can begin the attack.
Here we go.
Templars forward again.
Big Zealot warping over here for Zealots. He's got another 5 in the main base at the same time. Vikings and some Marines cleaning this up. But it looks like Hurricane wants to go for the big frontal attack at the same time, possibly. Only sending 4 Zealots first into the mineral line, and now just going for the barracks over here towards the right.
Got to be careful. Do not want to commit too far. He has Storm online, but still. Nice Viking positioning. Can just deal with this.
Viking positioning is important. The snipes are important. He does take out one High Templar. Another one getting really low in the front there.
Yeah, there is none left. And this is a very awkward engagement that Hurricane took. We are seeing the charge outs come in. And was it going to be enough, though? Because we only see 2 Colossi left. Everything is getting wiped out. Some awkward force fields not helping out the Zealots either.
Yeah, kind of just protecting most of the bio behind them, actually. And Hurricane, not the best army control. I was talking a little bit before, possible nerfs coming into this, whereas INnoVation, he's pretty much stone cold killer if you ever give him a chance to go for the kill. And as of right now, he's doing a very nice job with his army control. He's picking off units one by one with those concussive shells.
Yeah, and he's running out of buffer for these Colossi. Only 1 left now. He did warp in a fresh batch of Templar, but they're not ready to storm. He might as well make them into Archons at this point because the bio is on top of them.
Oh no, losing another Colossi, his last one there. More snipes coming in. Seems like he does have some storms finally coming online. And they've got a hit, man. He goes for a huge Zealot warp in right now, but it looks like a ton of bio right now and a really nice concave fighting underneath those storms as well as the Nexus Cannon. And just doing just fine.
Doing just fine, but he's going to most likely lose his 4th base. Going to kind of reset any sort of an advantage that Hurricane did have. They're going to be on the same bases.
Oh, yeah. I was talking about INnoVation doing just fine, man.
Oh, yeah, he is. Absolutely. And this is another awkward fight for Hurricane. He's got a lot of storms this time, but still great splitting from INnoVation.
Really all about those splits, and even some Vikings surviving here, trying to pick off those Colossi. It looks like it might just barely be enough here for Hurricane to push this back with those Archons in the front to tank as well as some Zealots. And the Colossi and the Stalkers in the back also doing a decent job. Remaking that 4th now, trying to get back on his feet, his Hurricane. And he has even up those supplies now.
Yeah, maybe a bit of an overextension from INnoVation's. Fighting just a little too long, running into too many storms. Now that Archons are out to help buffer and do a lot of damage to this bio, we're going to need to see more ghosts come into play.
Oh, and the Zealots from the right side looking to get their hands dirty, but big reinforcements out of INnoVation as well. We'll push this back. It's just kind of going to reset things here.
For now, yeah. Essentially same supplies. Both players going for their 4th base. Hurricane remaking his, and INnoVation almost finished his.
Yeah. The one thing I'm wondering about is actually INnoVation's Viking count right now. He's got to really replenish that number because I believe that Hurricane does have double Robo. I think I saw him make another Robo. Yeah, there we go. He's making a Colossus as well as an Observer right now. So he could go for double Robo Colossus if he wants to. But as for now, he's just making one at a time as well as some High Templar.
Yeah, we only have 2 Vikings on the map as well, so this is a great time to go back into Colossi. He does have the upgrade advantage for now. 2-2 against 3-3 in favor of Hurricane.
Big drop coming in here out of INnoVation, and he's not even backing off of this. He's got to be really careful with that many Blink Stalkers out on the map. It's not a huge number, but it's enough if you get underneath those medevacs.
Feedbacks are in position, Valdez.
Oh, man. He gets one. It doesn't kill the medevac.
No, they're pretty new medevacs, I think. There's some harassment on the 4th base.
There's that Blink trying to snipe down one. He does get one medevac. Another one does remain pretty low, and another nice feedback coming in there. Will take out a full medevac of units, and now just trying to drop behind here. A Storm is trying to clean that up, but he does lose a Colossus in the meantime there. And oh no, some Marauders over here. But it is enough Colossi to push him back. He's going to try to go for the snipe. He does get one Colossus. Really nice micro out of INnoVation, actually.
Yeah, getting some nice Colossi kills. Something you would not expect, considering the army that Hurricane has, but just a little sloppy in his micro and positioning. And probably for the best. Though we do have a lot of Vikings out on the map now. 11, actually, against the 3 Colossi. Now that 2 have gone down, so not a bad ratio for INnoVation if he takes a good fight.
Well, we do have 9 High Templar right now. I'm looking at your screen, actually. 3 Archons on the front, as well as 26 Zealots. We actually got that unit tab up on screen. So right now, a pretty nice, almost maxed out army here for the Protoss. What does INnoVation have to answer? He's got a whole bunch of Vikings, but that's only 3 Colossi.
Yeah, only 3. Still, it's I think that's a pretty good number for this many Colossi. You wouldn't want too much less. But it's really going to come down to positioning because there is going to be a lot of storms to be dodging. And a nice Zealot warping in the main base, creating chaos.
It's creating chaos, but it actually maxes him out, and he's not able to warp in at his 4th base, where a nice drop from INnoVation is doing some damage. He's easily going to be able to snipe that Nexus. It's going to go down.
Ooh, nice storms. Only a couple Zealots. And here we go again. This is not a good position for Hurricane. He knows it as well. He's going to be getting some SCV kills, but he cannot afford to lose that Colossus.
He's trying to bait those Vikings in and possibly storm them, but he's actually not doing the best with the Storm Micro right now. Not quite hitting those Vikings head on.
The Colossi are pretty soft from that engagement. We do see one on like 24 HP. Other one is about 68. And one fairly decently healthy one.
Oh no, more High Templar clawed out here. Not even able to go for a storm before they die. Decent storm here on the Vikings now.
I think we need more Stalkers in this composition if he wants to go back into Colossi. And finally a Blink forward with the limited amount of Stalkers that Hurricane does have, but still it's not enough.
Yeah, like you were saying, just not enough. He's only got 5 right now. And INnoVation is incredibly confident right now to just push forward, try to snipe those Colossi out. He's got a really nice spread, but that is a ton of Zealots coming in the front to tank. If he can land some nice storms here, I think it's going to do a lot of damage to this bio. The storm does hit the Vikings right now.
Oh, yeah. If he can reset the Viking count again and just go back into 2-base
Ooh,
Colossi.
huge storm.
Ooh.
Sorry to cut you off there.
No,
Keep going, man.
No, you're fine. Like, yeah, 2 Robo Colossi. If he switches back into that now that he's kind of got the composition advantage once again, it would be sort of a perfect decision. Ooh. Nice.
Huge amount of feedbacks coming down on the Medivacs, but just not enough here to buffer for the High Templar, I
really
think.
overextending, actually. He should not be chasing like bio across the map with a limited force, especially High Templar, and now he's going to be losing all his Archons, and this was a massive mistake, Valdez.
Yeah, huge mistake. I have to say, there are times in this game where Hurricane is like just barely beginning to take the lead, and he just throws it away.
Now he's down almost 40 supply, and he is now. And I didn't know if there's way back from this. His 4th base was not really mining either after that drop did some damage.
Well, we do have 2 Colossi in the mix and only 2 Stalkers. Looks like we do have a couple of Storms, possibly. No, not quite just yet. Those High Templar are just warped in right now, so actually not able to go for the Storms. They're trying to get that energy in. And if he can just hold down, maybe, possibly he's going to push INnoVation back here. But INnoVation, he's got that parade push going.
Still, probes are not mining from that 4th base. They're just kind of sitting there, 3 of them at least. And we do see a 5th go down for Hurricane, but he's not making use of his 4th, so I don't know what the point is. I guess it kind of is a secret one. Like, INnoVation will not be expecting that one, so... Well, as I say that, Medivacs boost towards it, so...
He heard you, Moonglade.
Yeah, man.
They actually boost, like, directly towards that Nexus, funnily enough. And that is a lot of units, but look at this. Another nice set of Storms coming in. Nice feedback on the Ghost now. But more units coming in from INnoVation is going to force Hurricane back. I have to say this has been a very back-and-forth game since the beginning.
Yeah, I don't think INnoVation actually noticed that 5th base down there. He was simply dropping to get rid of this 4th. Sorry, 6th base, and that's the 5th. Down it goes. Is he going to try? He's going to try. And he might actually get it. He's got enough. Oh, no, he's fighting the Colossi now.
Oh, man. He's trying to make her over here, actually, to get this Nexus. A huge drop of 4 Medivacs coming in. That's a lot of units. We do see some High Templar, but do they have Storms? That's a question. One lone Colossus in the back, but the feedbacks will force INnoVation back once again.
You know, seeing a few Marines go to that 6th base, that new 6th that INnoVation just noticed. They'll try to do some damage, but Colossi are on the way. Still, this really puts Hurricane out in the middle of the map. So if INnoVation could find a great engagement.
Where are those probes going, man? They're going on vacation. In the back, they're not even attacking the Marines, but most of them do survive. Here are those reinforcements, that continuous parade push out of INnoVation coming across the map. It's a big map, but still he's got a big ball of units. Oh, man, he's going to snipe 2 High Templar. That's not something you can afford as Hurricane right now. And you're this far behind.
No, we are seeing a nice sandwich from Hurricane, at least on the initial forces, but there's so much buy behind this. And not even 3 Colossi should be enough to stop these many Marauders.
There's not enough support for the Colossi right now. These Marauders just stemming forward. They're able to go for the kills, and the Mules have been dropped, and it looks like this is going to be game here. INnoVation has finally done it, even after taking a ton of damage to that Blink build out of Hurricane.
It's actually amazing that he can lose 26 SCVs and make a comeback of it. Really impressive play from INnoVation.
Yeah, he's done an incredible job. These Storms are good because he's got a ton of them. but it's just not enough. Look at the supply plummeting now. Taking out Nexus after Nexus is INnoVation, and GG is called. SK Telecom and INnoVation will take game number 1 and gain the lead.
Very solid play, great late game sort of maneuvers from INnoVation to win that game. And now he is 5-0 in Pro League.
Yeah, I have to say, though, a lot of mistakes made by both players at times, both of them overextending just a bit. I think that Deadwing cross positions can do that sometimes where, you know, you're Hurricane, you're pushing across the map, you gain an advantage in the fight, and you're trying to chase down some medevacs, but then a huge group of Bio comes in and takes out, like, all those Archons like we saw halfway through that game there. And at times there was one time I think INnoVation did push a little bit too far ahead, but in the end, I think it was INnoVation that made the less amount of mistakes.
Less amount of mistakes
to Hurricane.
Hurricane just overcommitting in the middle of the map, chasing down Marauders with medivacs, with like Templar and Archons. It's going to end up pretty bad.
That it will, man. And we're going to jump straight into game number 2 here between Bravo and Sorry, a TVT. We know everybody loves TVT matchup, even I do.
Love it. I love TVT.
Yeah, I'm a Protoss, you're a Zerg. We all love to watch TVT. It doesn't matter. INnoVation looking pretty happy with himself. That was his 5th win in Pro League. That makes him 5-0 right now. This guy is untouchable. He has not lost a single game. He has the most wins doing it.
Really cool keyboard. I wonder what kind of brand that is. Looking at it, I
ask him after the game.
Might have to, actually.
That may be a requirement, actually. We could go do that if you want, Winglade.
Let's do it, Valdez. Let's do it.
I can hold your hand. We can go talk to him and say,
yeah, that'd be great.
INnoVation.
INnoVation, what keyboard
I'm
do
your
you
biggest
use?
fan.
Can I sign it? No, wait, can you? No, it doesn't work. Can you sign mine? No. Never mind.